Two men showed up at my property on a Tuesday afternoon while I was on duty. They walked past my fence gate, the one with the no trespassing sign posted in plain sight, marched straight up to my front porch, and told my wife that if she didn't comply with their demands within 72 hours, they would have our property placed under formal legal proceedings. They had clipboards. They had lanyards. They had the kind of smug confidence that comes from spending years intimidating people who don't know how to fight back. What they did not have was any idea who they were dealing with. Because while my wife stood on that porch holding her ground, I was sitting in my patrol vehicle about 4 miles away, badge on my chest, the county sheriff's seal on the door beside me. And by the time I got home that evening, those two men had just made the single worst mistake of their professional lives. Before I tell you how this unraveled, I want to say, if you've ever had an HOA threaten you, intimidate your family, or abuse their authority, you need to be subscribed to HOA Shield right now. My wife Diane and I purchased our property about 6 years ago, 12 acres on the eastern edge of a planned community called Saddlebrook Estates. Then the HOA board changed. Pamela Weston got elected as board chair in the spring of our 4th year. Within 60 days of Pamela taking over, our mailbox was full. First notice: our split-rail fence exceeded the approved height by 4 inches on the southern border. Fine, $150. Inside that packet was a list of 31 alleged violations. 31. Total proposed fine schedule: over $14,000. Diane sat at our kitchen table that evening and went through every single item. By the time I got home from my shift, she had a typed response document, 31 rebuttals, each one with supporting documentation. He leaned on the doorframe and said, "You can't keep stonewalling us. Your husband isn't here to protect you." She had her phone in her hand the entire time. She'd started recording the moment she saw the HOA truck pull up. I got home at 6:15 that evening. Diane met me at the door with her phone and a printed timeline of everything that had happened. I sat down at the kitchen table and I made 3 calls. Then I sent 1 email. 1. To Pamela Weston, Clifford Brace, and the HOA's listed legal counsel. It was 4 sentences long. Their attorney acknowledged the miscommunication. He acknowledged that the compliance notices had been issued without a thorough review of the property's zoning history. He used the phrase overzealous enforcement twice. On one side of the table, Pamela Weston, Clifford Brace, their attorney, and 1 silent board member who looked like she wanted to be anywhere else on earth. I brought 2 things into that room: a binder and a folder. I slid the binder across the table and asked her to turn to tab 7. Tab 7 was the original CC&R language acknowledging agricultural use rights, highlighted in yellow. Then tab 14. That was the county assessor's letter, dated 6 days prior, confirming our parcel's protected zoning status in writing. Every single fine had been rescinded. Every lien action was formally withdrawn. The folder with the formal complaint? I kept it, filed it in our records at home. I hope I never have to open it. Our horses are still here. The barn is still standing. Diane is sitting on the porch right now as I'm telling you this, and she looks exactly as calm as she did the day she handed me that case file.